Your dog wants to trust you completely. That is their default setting. They are not looking for reasons to doubt you. They are looking for reasons to believe in you every single day. But trust between a dog and their owner is not a fixed thing. It is built and maintained through daily behavior, and it can be quietly, incrementally eroded by things most owners do without any awareness that it is happening. Today, we are going through 7 of those things. Ordinary, daily mistakes that chip away at the foundation of trust your dog is trying to build with you, and once you see them clearly, you will not be able to unsee them. 1. Punishing what they cannot connect. When something goes wrong, the most common instinct is to correct it. The problem is not the intention. The problem is the timing. Dogs live almost entirely in the present moment. Their capacity to connect a consequence to a behavior that happened more than a few seconds ago is functionally negligible. What they experience instead is a trusted person suddenly becoming a source of threat for reasons they cannot identify or predict. Research by Alexandra Horowitz at Barnard College demonstrated this clearly. The guilty look owners interpret as evidence their dog knows what they did is not guilt. It is an appeasement response to the owner's current emotional state. The dog is not confessing. They are managing a threat they did not see coming from a person they thought was safe. Every time you punish your dog for something they cannot connect to a specific behavior, you are introducing unpredictability into the relationship. And unpredictability from the person who is supposed to be their primary source of safety is one of the most corrosive forces a dog's trust can be exposed to. You are not teaching them. You are simply making yourself less predictable. And predictability is the foundation everything else is built on. 2. Overriding their discomfort signals. Your dog communicates discomfort constantly. The lip lick when a stranger reaches toward them. The lean away from a hug they did not invite. The look away during handling that says clearly, "I would rather not." And in most households, these signals are overridden. The interaction continues. The hug is completed. The stranger pets them anyway because you say they are friendly. What your dog learns from this pattern, repeated across many interactions over many months, is that their communication does not produce results. That expressing discomfort changes nothing about what happens to them. This is a direct erosion of trust, because trust at its most fundamental level is the belief that the person you rely on will respond to what you are telling them. Veterinary behaviorists are consistent on this point. The dogs most likely to escalate to biting are almost always dogs whose quieter signals were ignored for long enough that they stopped trying to use them. Honor the small? No. Every time you do, you are telling your dog that their voice reaches you, that you are paying the kind of attention that makes trust possible. 3. Emotional inconsistency. Your dog has built a detailed internal model of your emotional patterns. When that model produces reliable predictions, your dog can relax. The world is legible. When it does not, when the same behavior produces warmth one day and frustration the next, when your mood shifts rapidly and without signals your dog can track, the model breaks down. And a dog living with an unpredictable emotional environment is a dog in chronic low-grade stress regardless of how much love is present in the relationship. Research found that dogs living with owners who displayed higher emotional variability showed significantly elevated baseline stress hormones compared to dogs in emotionally consistent households. You do not have to be happy all the time, but the degree to which your emotional expression is legible and predictable is the degree to which your dog can actually rest in your presence. Emotional consistency is not a personality trait. It is a gift you give your dog every time you manage to offer it. 4. False reassurance. Your dog is about to experience something difficult, a vet visit, nail trimming, grooming, and you tell them in your most soothing voice that everything is fine, that it is okay, that there's nothing to worry about. And then the thing happens that was not fine. When your voice says calm and your body says tension, when the reassurance you offer does not match the physiological reality you are carrying, your dog registers the discrepancy. Over time, they learn that your comfort signals are not reliable guides to what is actually about to happen. A calm, matter-of-fact approach to difficult procedures is more trust-preserving than perform reassurance that promises something you cannot deliver. Your dog would rather have an accurate read of you than a comfortable inaccuracy. Accuracy is what makes you trustworthy, and trustworthy is what you need to be. 5. Missing their bids for connection. Your dog arrives and makes themselves present near you. A nudge, a lean, a head placed quietly in your lap, and you give them an absent pat and return to what you were doing. This happens dozens of times a week in most households, and individually each instance is minor, but your dog is not tracking individual instances. They are tracking the pattern, and the pattern of consistently unmet bids for connection teaches something specific. When I reach for this person, they are not reliably there. Attachment research across species is consistent. The foundation of a secure bond is not the quality of attention in the big moments, it is the responsiveness in the small ones. A genuine moment of acknowledgement, real eye contact, their name said warmly, 10 seconds of actual presence before returning your task tells your dog something they need to hear regularly. I notice you reaching for me. I reach back. 6. Inconsistent rules. Tuesday, the dog is on the couch. Wednesday, you correct them sharply for the same behavior. Jumping up gets laughter when you are in a good mood and frustration when you are not. From your perspective, these are contextual adjustments. From your dog's perspective, this is a world where the same action produces completely unpredictable outcomes, and there's no reliable way to know what is safe. Dogs learn through pattern recognition. Their sense of security rests on the predictable connection between their behavior and its outcome. When that connection is unreliable, the result is not a dog that becomes more flexible. It is a dog that becomes more anxious. Research on learned helplessness is unambiguous. Unpredictable outcomes, not negative outcomes, unpredictable ones, produce the most significant and most persistent stress responses. Your dog can adapt to a rule they do not like. What they cannot adapt to comfortably is a rule that randomly disappears. Pick your rules. Hold them consistently. The consistency itself communicates that you are someone who can be counted on to mean what you say. 7. Not reading them during touch. Petting, hugging, holding, handling. Most owners assume that because their dog tolerates physical contact, the dog is enjoying it. These are not the same thing. Canine body language research is detailed and consistent on this point. Dogs communicate discomfort during unwanted physical contact through a set of signals that are subtle enough to miss if you are not specifically looking for them. Lip licking, yawning, whale eye, the whites of the eyes becoming visible, turning the head away, shifting weight, a stillness that is different from relaxation, the stillness of an animal holding itself together rather than an animal at ease. These signals are present during many of the physical interactions owners consider affectionate. The full body hug, the face-to-face contact, the prolonged holding of a dog who would rather be moving, and they go largely unread because the owner is focused on their own experience of the interaction rather than on what their dog is communicating during it. Every time a dog's discomfort signal is missed or ignored during physical contact, the interaction teaches them something. It teaches them that physical contact with this person is something to be managed rather than something to be sought, that they cannot rely on the interaction stopping when they ask it to, that the person touching them is not reading them. Learn what your specific dog's discomfort signals look like. Watch for them during every physical interaction, and when you see them, stop, even if the interaction is one you are enjoying, especially then, because a dog that trusts you to stop when they ask you to is a dog that will seek your touch for the rest of their life, and a dog that has learned you will not is a dog that tolerates you. The difference between those two things is everything. Trust is not built in grand moments or lost in obvious ones. It is built in the 10 seconds you stop to acknowledge a nudge. It is maintained in the consistency of a rule held for the 100th time. It is protected every time you read a signal and respond to it honestly. It is everything, and it is available to you every single day. Drop a comment. I read every single one. Subscribe. New video every week. See you next time.